What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA playoffs. Thursday, May 23rd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a single game slate tonight between the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks. The series is tied 2-2 and they're playing at Milwaukee. Okay, so at the top, I like Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has scored 53, 59, and 65 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 57.5 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 33 minutes per game with a 32% usage rate. Giannis is projected at 60.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. There's an implied total of 215.5 points in this game. This is a home game, series tied 2-2. You know Giannis is going to come out to play tonight. You could see 60, 70, 80 point Giannis tonight. So I love Giannis Antetokounmpo here versus the Toronto Raptors. So our DFS tools for MLB baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player, and we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, moving down in salary on the Toronto side, I like Pascal Siakam. He scored 20, 49, and 14 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 33.2 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 32 minutes per game with a 21% usage rate. Pascal Siakam only played 23 minutes last game, put up 20 fantasy points, but he was coming off of a game that he played 51 minutes, so he should be rested and good to go tonight. Projected at 34.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.3 times value. I like the fact that he had a bad game last game, because it's going to drop his ownership, and I think he's at a great price right now. So I love Pascal Siakam here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, moving down in salary, I like Marc Gasol from the Toronto Raptors. Marc Gasol has scored 41, 56, and 11 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 34.4 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 31 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. So outside of that game, he only scored 11 fantasy points in 19 minutes because of foul trouble. Look what this guy's done. 56 fantasy points in 44 minutes and 41 fantasy points in 30 minutes. He's still only $6,600 DraftKings salary. Marc Gasol is projected at 34.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. This guy's gonna get the minutes. He can stuff the stat sheet, so I like Marc Gasol here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, moving down in salary here, you've got some interesting mid-range priced players, from Eric Bledsoe to Nikolai Mirotic to Norman Powell. I like Norman Powell from the Toronto Raptors. Norman Powell has scored 31, 31, and 23 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs. He was only averaging 15.5 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 19 minutes per game with a 19% usage rate. But look what he's done in the last 3: 24 minutes, 29 minutes, 32 minutes, 18% usage, 24% usage, 30% usage in the last game. So they found something in Norman Powell, and they've had success because of it. So I don't see any reason for them to get away from what's working. Norman Powell is projected at 23.6 fantasy points here tonight. That puts him at 5.4 times value. So I think Norman Powell is a great value play. So I love Norman Powell here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, and then there's two min salary type players here. I like George Hill and Ersan Ilyasova, both for the Milwaukee Bucks. These guys are low salary players that got 20-point upside. And in George Hill's case, he dropped 43 fantasy points a couple games ago. You don't need that out of him. You only need 15 to 20 fantasy points to return value on these guys that are near min salary. George Hill played 26 minutes last game. Ersan Ilyasova played 17 minutes last game. I like George Hill, but if you don't have the extra money, you can drop down to Ersan Ilyasova, and he's a solid point per minute guy when he's out there. He'll be low owned, and he's going to unlock some salary for you to get those higher price studs in there. So I like George Hill and Ersan Ilyasova as some low salary value plays tonight at home versus the Toronto Raptors. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.